Hello and welcome back to another video. I know it's been a moment since you've seen me because last week I was busy and at home. As you can see from the title of this video, this one's going to be a bit more about me than usual, I suppose. I've been a bit introspective of late. I thought it would be a good idea to put out this video. I've been thinking about putting out this video for a while. For two reasons. One, I kind of want to use you all as a sounding board to get my thoughts and emotions and feelings out there so I can kind of process it myself. And also, I think that me talking about this might be helpful for other people who are questioning their orientation or maybe who are afraid to question their orientation if they've already come out. Because I know because if you give yourself a label, if you're vocal about your label, people also will associate that with you, and it can be a bit scary to then change that label. But it shouldn't be, because, well, sexuality, orientations can be fluid, and also because it doesn't affect anyone but yourself. And life is complicated, feelings are complicated, so no one can blame you for kind of playing around with different labels, seeing what fits, and maybe one day you feel a certain way and the next day you feel completely different, and that's totally fine, that's totally valid. And I'm hoping that me talking about this openly will help people see that. As you all know, I identify as homoromantic asexual. Or I did. Or I might do. This is where it gets complicated. I guess first I should kind of preface with what isn't changing. I'm definitely still homoromantic. I'm very gay. Men are very hot. And that's not going to change anytime soon. What I've been questioning for the last few months, I suppose, is my sexual orientation. I am definitely still on the ace spectrum. I'm going to say that. I have for pretty much all my life, or at least once secondary school started, felt very different to other people in the way that I felt sexual attraction, in that I didn't. I've never had an innate drive to have sex, and I still don't. I would be perfectly content and happy to live the rest of my life never having sex again. And I know that that isn't the norm. I know that people who are allosexual, in other words, if you don't know, that means not asexual, a lot of them wouldn't be satisfied with a life without sex, because with how pervasive it is in society, that must mean that it's important to them. Obviously not everyone, but the majority of them. But for me, I'm fine without it. However, I say that I've never felt sexual attraction, but I don't know if that's true anymore. It's not that I'm withholding information, I literally don't know, and this is what I'm trying to work out. So, you may not know, but I'm currently in a relationship, and my boyfriend, who is allo, lives in America, which is not where I am. If you can't tell from my accent, I'm British, or English specifically, even though I live in Scotland. So, I haven't seen my boyfriend in a while, and it sucks. But that's not the point of this video. Yes, the last time I saw my boyfriend was in March, and when we are together, we are sexually active. And I think one evening, one night, when I was there, I felt sexual attraction. I'm not sure. And the problem is, at the time, there was still a pandemic going on. There still is a pandemic going on, if you hadn't noticed. But at that point, there was a lot more uncertainty, and I was in a foreign country. It was very stressful. I was under a lot of stress. And I don't know whether or if that influenced my emotions in any case. Another fact about me, I have a physics degree, and in science, when you're testing something, you only change one variable at once. And that was changing too many variables at once, so I cannot make a conclusion that I can feel sexual attraction based off that one experience. But the problem here is that since I now haven't seen my boyfriend for, what is it? It's July at the moment, so I'm in March. March is the third month, July, 4 months, or 3.5 maybe. I haven't had a chance to test out my possible sexual attraction anymore, and I don't think I honestly will be able to until we're together again for a long period of time, and there's no external pressures that may influence my feelings and emotions. So yeah, it's difficult. So that's what happened, and that's what's led to these uncertainties. So in my introspection, I've come to one of 3 possibilities. The first possibility is that I am still asexual, and that what I felt wasn't sexual attraction. So that is possibility 1. I'm still homoromantic asexual. Possibility number 2 is that I am grey asexual, and that was one of very few times in my life that I will ever feel sexual attraction, and maybe it will never happen again. Maybe it will, but every time there's a full moon, who knows? Although grey asexuality is not related to lunar cycles in any way, I'm not saying that. I'm making a joke, just in case anyone was being pedantic in the comments. I'm looking at you. And possibility number 3 is that I am a demisexual, which is still definitely a part of the ace community. Demisexuality is when you feel sexual attraction after you've built a significantly strong bond with someone, an emotional bond with someone. So it could be that time 3 months ago, I passed the threshold at which I am able to feel sexual attraction with my boyfriend. So those are my 3 possibilities. Basically, that's all I can do at the moment. I have reached the limit of my introspection, and I need to do some experiments, by which I mean I need to force my boyfriend to move in with me so I can cuddle him lots. Before I kind of round off the video, I wanted to make clear that it really doesn't matter which of these 3 possibilities happen. Well, I guess it doesn't matter for me, because I don't mind what I am in terms of label. I just feel the way I feel, and I will happily switch my label if I decide something fits me better. I was, for a brief moment, really terrified to make this video, because obviously I talk about my orientation publicly and my experience publicly, and when you've told someone something that you identify a certain way, it can be very stressful to then go back on that. But I'm not going back on it. I won't go back on it, because at the time that's how I felt, and now this is how I feel. And maybe that's because my orientation is fluid, or maybe it's because I can now interpret what I feel in a different way, in a different light, and that language suits me better now. So yeah, you shouldn't criticize people for changing the way they identify, because of these reasons, because nothing's set in stone, and it shouldn't be, and you shouldn't feel the pressure to stick to one label for the whole of your life, because that's not realistic for most people. It won't change this channel, because even if I am demisexual, for example, that still means that there will be literally one person out of 7.5 billion people in the world who I am sexually attracted to, so I can still very much relate to the asexual experience. Yeah, and then there are also a lot of demi people who maybe need that representation. I'll be happy to provide that. It would just be me kind of shifting into a different demographic, which is great. But yeah, for the moment I am uncertain. Those are my 3 possibilities. I will let you know when I've made a definitive conclusion, but it won't necessarily be definitive because things can change, and that's okay. I just wanted to say before I finish this video off that there has been a bit of drama within the ace social media community thing recently, and in particular some demi-romantic and demisexual people have been feeling a bit left out and as if people have been invalidating them and saying they're not part of the ace community. I just wanted to say, I'm not going to get involved in that, but I just wanted to say that from my perspective, wherever you are on this spectrum, which includes grey asexuals, which includes demisexuals, and the analogous case for aromantic spectrum, so demi-romantic and grey romantic folk are absolutely welcome within the ace community, and I support you, and you're valid and amazing and awesome, and you deserve all the cake. So that's all I'm going to say on that. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. I post videos every Saturday, so if you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. That is all I had to say today. Have a wonderful day, and I shall see you next time. Sorry, I don't normally do this in my videos. When I'm making presentations, I normally run out of breath because I forget to breathe. And I don't normally do that when I'm making YouTube videos, but now I am. I did that too fast. I should probably preface with